Okay.
Okay, let's go.
God damn it.
What the hell's that?
You don't remember that?
I actually don't know what the hell that is.
You don't remember the kid?
Yeah, the little kid. He built like a Lego rave, and then he would DJ it. And that was his intro. It was like a Lego carnival, but this kid loved raves, so his dad bought him, and he's a little kid, so he can't take him to raves. So he bought him a Lego set that's like a carnival.
You can at least give him a bit of E, right?
Well,
the baby portion.
He got him a little DJ set, and the kid that was his line. He would go,
"Okay, let's go."
And then you hear the fucking music blasting, dude.
The funny part is because of the way we record, that's now going to be Ricardo's mouth in the YouTube animation going, okay.
Oh my God,
he does a flawless impression.
I love that.
So I just wanted to point out something funny that someone said in our comments for Ship in a Bottle.
Uh-huh.
So, you know the part where Barkley setting up the pylons in the holodeck to like amplify the signal?
Yeah.
Someone made a comment who was like, what the fuck is this shit? Are they setting up like a sigil for like alchemy? Like, is this like Full Metal Alchemist? Are they setting up like an alchemy circle? And I just thought, well, technically every transportation is human transmutation.
Yeah.
So I mean, it kind of is.
Yeah, actually, very much so. Yeah, replicators and transporters and all that stuff, it's all transmutation.
Yeah, the Heisenberg compensators work because they're filled with philosopher's stones.
In fact, all of the matter used for the replicators is exclusively lead.
Yeah. And
first it's converted into gold and then into everything else.
And then the dark secret behind this, like all of the transportation
and some
technology,
souls, some souls.
Yeah, is the fact that yes, they're actually stealing people's souls in order to power all these.
Yeah, you get like maybe like 0.001 milliliters of red juice.
Yeah, it's a little bit. It's a little
per soul.
Per soul, just a little something in there.
Yeah,
a little something in there. All right, going in. It's so funny because we keep alternating back and forth between the theme songs, and this one's just like I know Dan's yep like lightens the mood.
But
this feels way more somber compared to that.
We all kind of quiet down and wait for it to like play it, like we give it its space. But with TNG, we don't give a shit. We just talk right over the intro.
Yeah, because it's just like the TNG theme is like, yeah, we're gonna do, and then
I think the other thing too is that you also make it more of a moment whenever you start playing this theme. If you just started playing it and then, kept talking, then we would continue to talk.
And I only make it a moment because it's all the way on the farthest side of my soundboard, so I have to scroll over to it. So I'm like, oh shit, I didn't scroll over yet. Hang on.
Oh wait, and then the other thing too is that the first couple of times it was getting really loud as we tried to talk over it.
Yeah. Yeah, and then, there's, technical difficulties. We figured it out.
Growing pains, it's getting settled into this new station that we just took over because it was all trashed when we got here.
And now we get weird visitors like Vash or Vash, depending on who in the episode sang it.
Yeah, it don't matter.
Vash.
Yeah, and
I thought it was something else, dude.
Well, what were you thinking of?
I don't want to say it.
Ricardo.
I don't want to get me, dude.
Ricardo is just a big old fan of Trigun. That's all.
Yeah. He loves Trigun. Oh my god! Don't even get me started, dude.
Before we get started, god damn it, dude. Let me say this about I fucking hate you.
Yeah.
Okay, this episode isn't very good for his character, I don't think, because it's a bit of a regression.
Well, here's the thing. Let me tell you why I hate Q and why he doesn't belong in this fucking universe
or in this show. Too.
Yeah. Well, same thing.
Yeah.
Because you establish a show that is based, I'm going to say it in quotes, science, right? Like you look at a show like Star Wars, and you look at this stuff, right?
Yeah.
And you say, okay, well, Star Wars is fantasy. I get it. It's future, and it's like it's not full sci-fi. I mean, it's fantasy.
Yeah, the sci-fi elements are entirely setting. They don't really contribute to the story.
It's all settings, like you said. Yeah. And it's more fantasy because of the Jedi stuff, because of the lightsabers, because of it's like mystic, right?
Yeah.
But this show, you're like, this is what we hope to be in one day, like this future. And then you have this fucking god that shows up, and like Loki. and it's just fucking. You're like, what am I watching? Fucking Marvel show or what the fuck am I watching?
Yeah.
Dude? Like,
well, I think the idea is that like even Q says, "Oh, they might have enough power to one day be like us," and
yeah, no,
That seems
I
like a
don't buy it.
stretch.
I don't buy it. Yeah,
Yeah.
you don't buy it.
I don't buy it. And
I mean,
I think
he can basically do anything.
Yes.
Like anything.
yes, like he
So,
literally makes
no
people
limit.
disappear, and then when they reappear, they're like in a boxing ring. Yeah, I mean, in a boxing match in this episode.
Yeah.
So like,
Well, but that led to the best moment ever for Q ever, which is Sisko just beats the shit out of him.
I know, but like the thing is that like none of this matters. Then none like it almost makes the show pointless.
So that's the thing I've always thought was a really weird way to start off TNG with Q. Like the first time Star Trek comes back in like 30 years, I think, or whatever. And the first episode is, hey, almost nothing matters. It's almost like existential because you have like this guy who can basically just erase you if he feels like it. He can erase entire parts of the galaxy if he feels like it.
Yeah.
So and it's just like, what a strange way to start your show that otherwise becomes more about like moral quandaries tied to like somewhat hard sci-fi concepts,
I think they tried to anchor it around the notion that like Q represents a judge of humanity that we need to prove wrong.
But that's weird.
But
yeah. But then that is how it's framed in the first episode. Like there's a whole trial about it and everything, and Picard successfully defends us. And Q doesn't always come back with that angle. In this case, he totally did not. In this case, he's just kind of attached to a single human, which is really weird for him.
Yeah. I guess are we to think that he had been with Vash this whole time, and she maybe escaped somehow.
But
from
this
him?
is post True Q, the other Q episode we've had. Like there's been another Q episode in between Cupid and this one where we saw that baby Q that was like manifesting powers.
Oh shit!
Right. Yes.
I forgot that actually happened after.
Yeah, it was after Cupid. Cupid had, so there's been further Q in between, and we've seen Q already since Vash, where he's like not talking about her. He's not.
But I guess that also lines
her.
up with Vash saying, them saying she had been alone for 2 years. So then that would, because he probably like
dropped her off somewhere and let her do her thing for 2 years.
Yeah, it's very unclear when they separated from each other in the Gamma Quadrant.
But then why is he like obsessively stalking her now?
But it is kind of weird that he pops up right now.
And John Delancey actually felt like this was like a weird thing for Q to care about so much, because he was like, Q is not, in his words, Q is not a skirt chaser. It's very odd that he's spending so much time trying to get this one lady back.
In this episode he is.
I know, but like he was just like he doesn't believe Q would do that, but they wrote it, and that's the thing. They originally did not write this episode to have Q in it at all. Originally, it was just Vash.
What?
By
I would have
herself.
liked it more that way.
How do we feel about DS9 bringing Q into this series this early on?
I don't like it. I don't like it at all. And I don't like fucking stupid ass Q at all in this universe, because it's like, hey, we're giving you science and like we're giving you all these things, but like we're gonna personify like literally a god. And then you figure it out. See you later. So
what I don't like is it's kind of like the Superman problem, but way, way worse, where you have like an omnipotent being who is mischievous and sometimes kind of cruel, and
sometimes all the time.
And
he's never been helpful. Period.
Yeah, but whenever you encounter him, he appears somewhat petty. Like the way he uses his powers is very petty and small time. And yet in the very previous episode in which we saw him, he was kind of acting as like an authority of responsibility for the new Q.
Yeah.
And saying like, you have to be responsible. You can't be trusted with this power. And here he is chasing skirts. It's weird. I don't like it.
Well, before we get too deep into it, the episode is named Q-less, and it did air on February 6th of 1993. Dan, I think it is indeed time to go
into the wormhole.
Sorry.
Through the wormhole?
And back in time this time. It's not always back in time when you go through the wormhole,
let's have the prophets take us back in time.
All right.
I'm thinking that, okay, let's go.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, that works. All right, so back on January 31st, the Super Bowl had its very first solo halftime performer ever. Can anyone guess who it was? It's super obvious.
Prince?
Nah, it was Michael Jackson again.
Oh, for some reason I thought it was Michael Jackson.
I mean, it's 93, man.
Yeah,
Can I give my hot take, dude?
Okay.
Go.
Michael Jackson, not that good.
That's fine. That's not that hot of a take.
That's an okay take.
Yeah. That's really not that hot of a take at all.
He made a few good albums with Quincy Jones, and then he made crappy albums.
Oh, you know what? Just recently, I found this track of this Japanese lead. I forgot the name of the lady and the name of the track, but apparently it was a track that was co-produced with Prince.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And it just sounds like a goddamn Prince song.
Yeah.
I need to find it.
There's that rumor that Michael Jackson was involved in the Sonic the Hedgehog 3
I think that was
soundtrack.
More or less confirmed. There was enough corroboration over time.
But there's more to the story. So he was hired to do it, but he worked on it for like an hour and then was like, fuck it. And he passed it off to his music producer, and his music producer actually did all the work. And that music producer's name is in the credits. Has been in the credits this whole time. That's why there was always this confusion about, wait, wasn't it Michael Jackson? And he finally did an interview. It was like, no, Michael was really disinterested. I don't know why he said he would do this. And he just kind of made me do everything. So
okay, well, I mean, his producer's just as probably about as good.
Wow.
Also, I wouldn't recommend the Cirque du Soleil Michael Jackson one.
Why, do they touch kids?
Yeah, that show is just full of Cirque du Soleil people touching children.
No. I was about to say, it doesn't even have Michael Jackson in it, does it? It doesn't have the real Michael Jackson.
I think it had a hologram of some kind.
Yeah, it's got a hologram of it.
Yeah, I had a hologram, but honestly, of all the Cirque du Soleils, I'm sure it does.
I mean, like, it
wasn't like that great. But
no, it wasn't that great.
All right.
You know, of all the Cirque du Soleil shows out there, that's probably how many have I seen at this point? I've seen 3.
Yeah, we've seen
3.
Caw is like the best one ever. Caw is amazing.
I'd recommend
Cuckoo Chow.
I'd rate Caw as number 1, then the Beatles one.
The Beatles is gone now, right?
Yeah, because the Mirage is gone.
Like, how many of those shows are like a single syllable? It's like there's Ka, there's
Ra.
Oh.
The very first was called Mystère. So
right, there was
Mystère. It's also one syllable, right?
Yeah. Mystère's 2.
Is it?
Mystère.
Yeah.
God damn it, I don't know. Anyway, yeah. So that's my take on Michael Jackson's one.
Yeah. I got the next item on the 2nd of February. The IRS and Willie Nelson settled a tax debt he owed to the tune of $9 million, down from an initial debt of $16.7 million.
Willie, what did you do?
He just didn't pay his taxes for a while.
It was just so high, he forgot to pay the IRS.
That's like
at first
discount.
They came and seized his stuff and said he owed $32 million, and then it got down to $16.7, and eventually they settled it at $9.
Come on, Willie. Come on, get your shit together.
It's all right. It's all right.
How do we get that discount? Because that seems like a really crazy discount of some kind.
The very next day, on the 3rd of February, we had Homeward Bound: The Incredible Journey released in theaters.
Oh my god, the original animals talking to each other movie.
Yeah, but in like a cool way.
Yeah, you got
where they don't really do it at all.
The sassy cat. And the 2 dogs.
Yeah, I don't like my see, that movie's good because the animals aren't moving their fucking mouths, dude.
You don't like that?
I don't like look, you know how to make the Lion King better? Have them not open their mouths, dude.
Oh man, I love that comparison of like Simba reacting to Mufasa's death or the wildebeest coming, and they do a side-by-side of the CG, like quote-unquote realistic CG one and the original.
Right?
It's like
they should have
no expression.
They should have just done it by compiling together documentary footage, like a fucking.
If they made a Homeward Bound style Lion King,
do that.
Do that again. Yeah, make it again and actually do it live action.
Do it again with feeling.
You know, like how Ed Wood would just take like unused stock and documentary footage and just put in his movies.
Don't you have enough lines in that Animal Kingdom over there to, cast in a Lion King?
Yeah.
You own them already. Make them work.
Literally, they I think what's his face gave his permission to use his voice. James Earl Haley.
Yeah, James O'Haley.
Yeah,
James Earl Jones.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, James Earl Jones.
Yeah.
No, he shouldn't have gave his voice.
But also rest in synthesized hell forever, because you consented to that before your death.
It'll turn out that you.
All this is your kingdom.
Yeah, what if it turns out that your soul cannot rest until everyone has stopped hearing your voice?
Oh no, he just doomed his ass.
Oh, that
right now
horrible.
He's in hell going, no! After hearing that. No, actually, what I remember James Earl Jones most fondly for is when he would do those old like phone commercials for long distance calls. Oh. And he would say, right now, Verizon is offering great rates for long distance calls.
Man,
you can call Canada for 12 cents a minute. Go ahead, call Japan for 10 cents a minute. And he'd like just go at like, he'd be so like aggressive. It was great.
Remember, it used to cost so much money just to call another country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember phone cards?
It used to cost money to call a different area code from you.
That's fucking crazy.
You could call someone 2 cities over without costing money.
That's fucking crazy. No wonder the internet people want to control the internet and make it more bandwidth.
Wait, did anyone here use phone cards?
I never did. My family was like, "This is too expensive. We're never going to do this." So
no, but like I have family in Canada. Yeah, I have family in Canada, so we needed the phone cards.
Yeah.
And it would have like minutes on it and stuff. I remember getting phone cards and stuff. And I remember getting in trouble. I remember getting in trouble for like talking on the phone and racking up the bill for long distance.
Who are you talking to, dude?
I was talking to families or friends or whatever.
Canadians.
Because I would spend my summers, because I'm Canadian, so I would spend my summers with my family in Canada, and I would call and talk to my friends back in the States on like my family's like landline phone, but like I wouldn't have a phone card, or my phone card would have ran out, and they would get the bill and it would be like so high, you know, like, and I would be talking for hours.
You just saying that kind of spiked my anxiety for a second. I was like, oh shit, you just talked? You just let it go?
Yeah, I did. Well, I was a kid and I was like, whatever, I don't care. I'm just going to talk for hours to my friend in the States.
Bloody hell.
You know? Luckily, and of course, the bill's like $1 million.
Luckily, I was the type of kid who hated
Tobias
anything on the phone.
Yeah, me too.
I would just be like, I don't want to talk on the phone. I don't want to talk to you.
Oh, I love talking on the phone. I talked on the phone all the time.
I remember for some reason, my dad, when he got an answering machine, he was so excited. He had me as a child, so I already speak slowly.
Oh no!
Please leave a message after the
He
tone.
did not. I hate when people do that. I hate that so much. But he also
made me do it in Korean. In the same recording. So he said, so the message was basically like, hi, you've reached the Choi, but imagine it's like twice as slow because I'm a stupid little child. So it's like, hi, you've reached the Choi household. We're not here right now. Please leave a message after the beep. This message will now be translated in Korean. And then I would say it in Korean again. And people would literally leave messages saying, you really need to shorten that. Like I'm racking up minutes trying to leave.
What are you, the Bank of Hope?
Oh my God. So your parents did that thing where they wanted the kid. I hated people who did that.
Yeah,
like have the kid leave the answering message.
No, but it was so cool though to take out those tiny little tapes.
Little
little tapes. I love those little tapes.
You play the answering machine when you get home, or the ones that play out loud. You know, like the message.
And you make yourself laugh by fast forwarding your relatives.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, eventually when we retired that from actual use, I used it as like an actual recording device where I'd like kind of dummy it into thinking a phone call is happening so I could use it to record.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I remember.
What would you record?
Just stupid shit as a kid, you know, like blah, blah, blah. You know,
would you guys do prank calls? I would do prank calls all the time.
I did so many prank calls.
Oh yeah,
I didn't do prank calls, but my eldest brother did, and he tells me that he used to call people, just dial randomly into the phone, sometimes racking up horrible long distance charges, and he would just say that he was like some like famous fictional character, like he would say like, "Hello, this is Rambo. Meet me at the park."
Have you? Did I tell you guys the Budweiser bit? the Budweiser bit?
No.
Okay. So my grandfather, when I was really young, he was an alcoholic, and we were hanging out with my uncle, and he's like, dude, I want to call your grandpa and tell him and pull a prank on him. It's like, all right. Okay. So he called him because he knew he was off work, and he's like, hey, I'm calling from the radio station. Like he did the voice a radio jockey. Mm-hmm. And he's like, if you could say your favorite beer brand 100 times under a minute, we'll give you 100 cases of that beer. Oh. And so you have my grandfather going, Budweiser.
Oh my God. No, stop.
Yeah. Oh no.
That's terrible.
It was awesome. That's great.
That's pretty funny,
overall, that is a ultimately harmless prank. So
yeah. At least you didn't have him say, you have to say the N-word 100 times.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh my God. What a
now, how did he feel like by the end of that minute? Was he like, I got it, right? I totally got it. Or was he like, oh, fuck, that was way too hard. No way.
I mean, he started laughing and then so like...
Okay. That's pretty good.
All right. Because it would suck if he felt like he totally nailed it and then you said, actually, no, buddy.
No.
We can't
Why
give
was
you that
that
beer.
A thing we did? I feel like
because we had nothing else. We had no
kids
internet.
of our generation did prank calls. Like we would spend nights doing prank calls.
Because there's no internet, so you do other things.
It's true.
Yeah.
See, Q's not fun, dude. If not, he would do prank calls.
Did you guys ever do chat roulette?
Yeah.
No,
I never did it myself.
I just got tired of
came on the scene too late.
Yeah.
There was a lot of nudity on that. But I would spend nights doing chat roulette.
AOL chat rooms were basically chat roulette.
I did AOL chat rooms.
I forgot. We're supposed to talk about the Star Trek, guys.
Sorry. We got sidetracked.
We're still within the black hole. We're still within the wormhole.
Yeah, it's true. But we are out of it because that was my last item.
Okay.
After Homeward Bound, the animal movie that did not feature moving mouths.
Okay.
We're done.
Okay, well then we should move on to our sponsors. The first of which
my God, we're not even to the episode yet.
Listen. We had talked about the episode at the beginning.
Let's do fast.
A little bit. But look, ExpressVPN, our longest running sponsor, and they're longest running because they've been very dependable, not as just a sponsor, but also as a VPN that we all use every day. Not only is it super fast, it's also super secure. It has 3,000 plus servers in 160 locations spanning 105 countries and works on pretty much every device you can think of. If you have a device, there is an app for it. And it actually works with streaming services like Netflix, Disney Plus, Hulu, etc. And if you want to try it out, just head on over to expressvpn.com/newbie Star Trek. And if you sign up for 12 months, they'll give you 3 extra months for free, which makes the entire package 49% off. And you can use it on up to 8 devices. It's got a built-in ad blocker, a built-in keys password manager, and 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you're not sure, you just want to try it out, you can just send it back after 30 days and be like, hey, I don't need this VPN anymore. Give me my money back. And they will, because that's what they do. So again, you can head on over to expressvpn.com/newbie Star Trek. And if you sign up for 12 months, they'll give you 3 months for free. Also, our next sponsor is similar to how we had that one sponsor read for Mark Schaefer, but it's for someone's podcast. So this week, we have one of our channel members, Jamie, actually, wanted to promote their new podcast called the Netflix Gaming Club. I took a quick listen to it. They're a 20-minute introduction episode. And it's basically got like a big friend vibe, like kind of like us where we're just discussing stuff. But basically, they discuss games that are exclusively on Netflix. So that's an interesting thing.
Wow. Games on Netflix. I don't know if I've ever experienced that.
Not to put you on the spot here, but are there any examples you can name of a game that's exclusive to Netflix?
The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It's not exclusive, but the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game.
That Shredder's Revenge one?
Shredder's Revenge, yeah, sorry.
Okay.
I think that one is on... So they're basically games... I don't know if Netflix leases them or how it works, but...
Well, they also create their own... like unique ones or like actual unique one games too. Like they had a Stranger Things thing.
Oh, I do recall that.
Yeah. So Jamie has a whole spiel. So let me read it out for you guys. Hey everybody, my name is Jamie and I want to tell you guys about a podcast I work on called the Netflix Gaming Club. On the Netflix Gaming Club, hosts Lindsay, Yasmin, and me, Jamie, are curating the best games that are available right now for free on your phone with a Netflix subscription. Some of the games we played so far are Spiritfarer, Death's Door, Oxenfree, Katana Zero, The Case of the Golden Idol. Come for the great games, stay for the cozy vibes, thoughtful conversation, and our awesome theme song. It is actually a pretty neat. I like the sound design in general. so far. I thought it was pretty great. Each week, we get together and eat hamburgers in my little apartment in Toronto, and then we turn the mics on and talk about what makes each game special. During one of our recordings, a hawk swooped down and ate a pigeon right off of our skylight. It was crazy. That's not important, and we didn't put it in the episode, but it was really cool. Anyway, just search for the Netflix Gaming Club wherever you get your podcasts. Spotify, Apple, YouTube, whatever. You could even just Google the Netflix Gaming Club, and you'll find us. Thanks for reading this, guys. Team Quacker all day, Jamie.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
You just made some
Toronto.
enemies, dude.
Shout out to Toronto. Love that.
Let me say this. Here, I'm gonna jump ahead and say this, guys.
All right.
This episode sucks. A lot.
Wow.
I kind of get the feeling you had that opinion. Yeah.
But the Quacker fucks, dude.
Oh,
the
yeah.
Quacker fucks, dude.
Quacker always fucks.
More like he got fucked.
Well, he did, dude, because she played him like a
What does oo-mox.
What does the penguin say? He got played like a
damn fiddle.
Damn, I don't know what he says in Batman Returns. No, I forgot.
Oh, and the Batman Returns.
Yeah.
I don't know the lines from that movie that well.
I just know of the Metal Gear. You played us like a damn fiddle.
Oh,
that's it.
Yeah, and I remember like Burgess Meredith going, "Silence, you feline floozy."
That's exactly the same. All right, so check out the Netflix.
Get back up, you bum!
Yeah, that happened. The Penguin said that to Batman.
You're a nobody.
While Batman was trying to win a boxing championship. All right. Check out the Netflix Gaming Club. It's wherever you can find your podcasts. All right. Well, Denise Crosby would probably have been interested.
Ricardo, could you please tell us what happened in this episode?
Oh, God damn it, dude.
I thought we were already there. This is the way Ricardo was talking. Damn it.
I know. This is the first goddamn fucking episode that sucks, dude. On this show specifically.
Was it? Was it the one?
Yeah.
What before this?
I don't know.
Before this was Captain Pursuit was fine.
Yeah, Captain Pursuit's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would
it was
say
fine.
Yeah.
This was a messy episode.
Yeah, this is like, you can tell that the Q part was just kind of added because Q doesn't do anything.
No. So Q, it's not even clear why. So Vash comes over here and she's like the British Museum again. She's stealing people's fucking cultures, and selling them. Like she's being honest. She's willing to just openly. Honest. What are you talking about? Honest. Like stealing shit?
No. But she's open. Okay.
No. She's honest about being a bad person.
So the British Museum is under the guise of, well, if we didn't take it, they would have just destroyed it.
On any other day, you would respect her, Ricardo.
I'm kind of reminded in this episode when she's just like, if I will pick profit over people like any fucking day of the
profit
week.
Over science, wasn't
or
it?
science or whatever it was. She'll take profit over anything. And I was like, damn, she's actually a really bad person. Like, holy shit. She's like, I will steal. I will pick for my own. I will always choose the worst option for everyone but me.
I don't know if they did that just to like make her a better match with Ferengi people. Or like with the Ferengi character.
I think they did, because I don't think that was that much of a thing when she was with Picard. I think if she told that to Picard that directly, he would have been like, oh.
That's what I'm wondering. Like, how does that make her a match? Were they just like friends with benefits or something? Because I feel like she wouldn't, her attitude about life and morals and stuff doesn't match Picard.
Yeah. As much as she obviously uses Quark in like with the oo-mox scene and everything.
Yeah.
Like she does get along really well with him.
Yeah, he does.
Well, they're one and the same almost like they claim, right?
Yeah. They feel like soulmates in this episode.
I can just imagine Picard going, so I don't know how to bring this up, but we're just friends with benefits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's Riker's whole shtick with everyone.
We're just fucking here, right?
Yeah. I mean, that seems like
yeah.
What are we?
I mean, I don't even think I could fuck a person that is that like evil who's just like I am.
Well, she's just like a pure capitalist.
She's super selfish. She's just like, I'm gonna pick profit every single time. I'm like, damn, I don't even find that attractive.
No, you know what? My biggest problem with this episode is, holy shit, she almost killed everyone and no one cares.
Yeah.
But I guess she didn't know. Like,
no, she's still a horrible person, dude.
But they don't even try to account for what the hell just happened. Like, you just saw a fucking gigantic manta butterfly
stingray
fly off into the space. And you're like, well...
And it almost took the whole station into the wormhole. Like, the whole thing.
So what the fuck is it with Q premiering in episodes in series, and then it culminates in a giant space glowing alien...
God damn it.
Escaping.
If he shows up in season 1, it has to be with a big glowing space
is he gonna show up in the first season of Voyager and then like help like some sort of giant space lemur escape?
Yeah, or a big glowing manatee.
Yeah, like what the like why does that keep happening?
Yeah, no,
I don't know. You tell me.
So
Pillar.
So she shows up. She's a horrible person. She stole a bunch of artifacts and she's trying to sell them. And she's trying to get away from Q, who's like all whipped, dude. By the way, how do I bring this up without being tactful?
That's always a good way for Ricardo to start something.
How good is this lady's sex that she has this god whipped, dude? And Picard.
It's apparently really good. I mean, Quark is like, wow, you're really good.
Yeah.
Like,
and, dude, he just touched his ears. I mean, I get it. That's like a blowjob for them.
That's the
but
penis,
he went from like 50 to like 20 something %.
Yeah.
22. With 3 rubs, dude.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And he didn't even finish, dude.
No.
She just is like, that was just a tease. Sorry, bro. Go get
you can see where he says don't stop, and then just seconds later she stops.
Yeah, literally.
Maybe it's like all in the fingertips. She's just very like, I don't know. Maybe she's unique and sensual with it. I don't know.
Technique.
Yeah.
She is an archaeologist. She knows how to
Technique does matter for sure. Yeah. So she just knows the right spots.
Technique, the audio brand?
I mean, he said that she has a talent for oo-mox, and then she responds, "So I've been told," implying that she's had,
she does
experience.
Yeah,
she's a vet.
Yeah, she's like.
And archaeologists are known for like, touching things very gingerly and carefully.
And to be fair, she was first found on Ryza, where the Horgons are abound.
Yeah. Where Jamaharon was abound. It was happening everywhere. So
I really never thought that I would see her again.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting to see that character pop out of that shuttle.
I think the writers didn't either.
Then why did they do it?
I think
why? What I'm struggling with is like I don't know like the reason for this episode.
Who are our hottest guest stars? Can we bring them back?
Yeah, maybe.
I think part of it is that they're like,
Friends is getting, or Seinfeld's pretty popular. Can we get someone who looks kind of like Julia Dreyfus?
I think part of it's like, well, Patrick Stewart really likes her and he keeps trying to ask her to come back. So
but it's not even his show.
I know, but like we're like, well, we can't keep putting her in TNG. Let's just have her go into Deep Space Nine.
Wait, were they actually in a relationship?
Yes, to the point where it broke up his marriage.
That's right. We talked about this at the time, and I couldn't remember. I'm now just recalling that.
Apparently,
that's so fucked.
Apparently, they could not keep their hands off each other, like to the point where it was like revealed in like a tabloid, and like she was viewed or spotted like coming out of his house multiple times. And it was just like, man, he really went for it. Like, and that's kind of why, the whole conception of her being on the show was always like, okay, why is she here again?
Well, maybe this was like, see, it's not just because of Patrick Stewart. We hire her anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, also, like, to be fair, she could be an interesting character. Like, it's always good to have the idea of a ne'er-do-well show up in a scenario where everyone's sort of like goody two-shoes, but that doesn't work in Deep Space Nine because no one's goody two-shoes in Deep Space Nine. It worked well in TNG where everyone's really uptight. And that's why you had a contrast. Whereas in DS9, it's like, well, you have Quark, and you have
she's among peers. You have Quark, you have all these people who are bidding on buying these stolen artifacts. You have like, it's not really. I don't know. I guess I don't. You have Q, who's a piece of shit too. So I don't know. I don't know why she showed up, and I really am annoyed that she carries that big ass bag.
Yeah.
Yeah, she kept.
That really bothers me.
Yeah, Sarah kept saying like, "Why does she have a fucking bag?" I'm like, "Well, she's got
It's like a big ass bag. It's like oversized to the point of like ridiculousness, in my opinion.
It's what she has instead of a suitcase, though.
But like, it's oversized to the point of ridiculousness, but it also looks like it is not filled with it. She moves it around so like it's filled with feathers. You know?
Yeah.
So
the
it doesn't
classic
match.
movie. Yeah.
Maybe it has anti-grav lining.
Yeah, I don't know. And then it looks like it's supposed to be super heavy, but she's very like, she's
what? Speaking of the bag, though, you reminded me in that scene where, like, that really long, drawn out scene in her bedroom where Q's like visiting her. What I really liked was the effects that they did for Q when he's talking to her and he keeps putting the bag back on her shoulder mid conversation.
Yeah, that's neat.
Like the way they handled that was like really seamless this time. I was like, wow, that's impressive.
Yeah, but there's like other scenes where it's like, okay, she's arrived. Julian started off the episode by trying to hit on the lady by telling her how
my God, that
I
was so
finished the
disturbing.
test in time.
I was salutatorian or salutatorian.
Salutatorian.
Salad-dictorian? Did you say salad-dictorian? It was salad-dictorian, okay?
Well, that's not as good as a soup Victorian.
I was a breadstick Victorian. Okay, but so they also are doing the doctor guy, Bashir. No,
Bashir.
Yeah, Julian.
Bashir?
Julian. Yeah.
He comes off super creepy in this entire episode. Like, what the fuck? Why are they writing the guys in this?
But the weird part is everyone's receptive. I can't believe that story seemed to be working on that lady.
Yeah, she was just getting taken in
fucked.
by it. And he was like, yeah, the finish the test in time story gets them every time.
Yeah, why does it work every time? That doesn't make any sense.
I think we're also just coming off the heels of the really creepy Geordie episode.
Yeah.
And so now we see this and I'm like, Jesus Christ, why are the writers just like really making these actors do these creepy scenes?
Right.
And I would be devastated if I was Bashir and of course Geordie.
Yeah, if I was his actor, I would be a little disappointed in how often I'm being like the love-struck puppy dog, stupid idiot guy. Like
yeah, that
time.
like even Miles is in the background, just like rolling his eyes.
Yeah, he's like, God damn it, this fucking bird.
It's to the point where at this time, given how many episodes we've watched of Deep Space Nine, I really only know this character as just being this like horn dog.
Who Bashir?
Yeah.
So far, yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean,
that's like his major description. If someone was like, write a list of descriptions of characters, I would be like Bashir, horn dog
/ competent doctor.
Is he though? Is he or is he just like is he really a horn dog? But he's not being creepy though, like too creepy.
He's being creepy.
Q's being creepy. Geordie's being creepy. Out of creepiness level, he's like at a 2 compared to the other fools.
I would say they're for some reason attempting to write him as like a ladies' man. Like
I don't think so. He's incompetent as fuck.
No, because they are all receptive. Like every woman he has talked to, even Dax is like kind of like intrigued by it.
But he's also hitting on Vash. Like in this episode alone, he's like hitting on 3 different women.
And he asked Vash to dinner, and Vash says yes.
Right after oo-mox.
It's numbers, dude.
Yeah,
it's like if he asks 100 women out, one of them is going to give him a dumac.
Well, he was about to score twice. He was about to score with the lady at the beginning if he wasn't interrupted.
Well, not only that, there's even another line where when Q mutters to himself, like go to bed, and you're like, go have a rest, hopefully by yourself for once.
Yeah, so it's
as though like he's always sleeping with people.
Yeah, so it's implied that he gets around a lot, which is interesting.
I mean,
somehow it's working.
You know what? We're sounding a little judgmental. Honestly, we can't judge his body count. It's fine.
Well, I'm not judging that. I'm just surprised that
I think it was you, Sarah.
I'm gonna back off a little bit and be like, you know what? I'm gonna hope and pray that he's doing these dates and these like weird scenarios on his off time while he's not working, and not as long as it doesn't sacrifice his work, then it's none of my business, you know?
He also
I was Marvin and thinking that, well, like in just being confused at how his quote unquote Riz is working.
Yeah, because it's like it's stuff that you would have stereotypically written as, like, for example, let's say this was like a high school show, right? And you had the salutatorian be like, "Hey, I did really well on that test." The joke would be that doesn't work on the girl.
Yeah,
but in this show, it totally works, and I just find that fascinating that that's how they are writing him.
But it's still played as a joke, though.
But how?
Yeah, it's weird though. It's just like, I can't see him saying like, the so and so like question story gets him every time. Like that can't not be a joke to me.
Yeah, but it apparently does. Yeah. Like the joke is it works.
But it is working.
Yeah.
Also, like women are just too nice. We often just like smile and are like,
well, Vash.
Also, I don't even know if who he was talking to was a human woman. I think it was some kind of
alien. It was
alien,
a Bajoran lady, pretty sure.
Oh, okay.
At the beginning.
Yeah, and Vash also
maybe Bajorans find it funny then.
Well, Vash could have also easily just been like, I don't want to go dinner. But she was like actually even asked around, be like, where is he? I was going to meet him. Where did he go?
She was ready to party.
Yeah, so for some reason he's
she's a Horgon person, so like she's a free spirit, dude. Let her fuck, dude. Come on. Let's not judge.
And it's kind of implied that she and Q may have fucked a bit.
Implied.
Like,
he's whipped,
definitely.
Dude.
Yeah. I'd say that's pretty safe to just say.
Yeah. Well,
this guy can't get enough, dude.
Also, people in this show have no concept of personal space. Everyone's like a close talker, and I can't stand it.
Yeah, everyone always talks super close.
Here's the thing: is that you have to take into account is that this is the future, guys. We're cool with the future.
Everyone's close talkers.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. You have no colds. No flu.
They said they do have colds. They have them all the time.
Why would you? People are fucking
so you
all
get
the time.
the cup of Earl Grey or whatever.
I have a question.
Thing is.
I have a question.
Yeah.
That I've had for a while, and I just remember right now, and I gotta ask it.
Yeah.
You know how we have addiction. Like there's people who are addicted to things.
Yeah.
If there's synthahol, and you'd probably make synthetic cocaine. Is there really like and like there's universal healthcare and universal like what is it income? Is it bad if someone's addicted to something? Like if
they also can make you unaddicted like right away.
Yeah, so like how about like can I go on a heroin bender for a couple weeks and then like all right, I got to get out of this, dude. I got to go back to.
Can I be addicted for 2
you've
weeks?
said something very much like this in either season 1 or 2.
Ostensibly, I mean, there's that episode where symbiosis, where the planet of druggies is being led along by the planet of drug dealers.
Oh, yeah.
And that one, Beverly was like, why can't we intervene? I could like make them unaddicted like right away.
That's right.
Why are we doing that? But then in the same
Beverly, shut up.
But then in the same episode, that's when you have the Denise Crosby PSA with Wesley, and she's like, you don't want to get addicted to drugs, Wesley. They feel really good, but you don't want to get addicted. And it's like, why not? You can your mom can just unaddict you right away.
Yeah, dude. Don't worry, Wesley. Take a hit of this pipe.
Yeah, just do it.
It would be great if in that episode, the whole thing was a PSA about like, it's okay for us in the future to be addicted because we have the cure. You don't.
Yeah. They look right at you,
viewers sitting at home. You gotta wait. Slow down, Tubby. You're not on the moon yet.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I wonder most of the time, but so here let's just break down the quick storylines, just because this is a stupid fucking episode, but there's funny things happening. So the quacker gets a fucking ear job.
Yeah, you know what I like about that scene when he first opens up the door and Q dismisses him and Vash makes him come back. When he first pops back in, he's just looking around like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah, was there a man in here? Yeah. Weird dude.
And he's like, whatever, I want to make money.
Also, he doesn't care.
Yeah. And that's like the scene before that is just this insanely long scene where Vash is just...
It's a continuation. It's just a continuous big old, like, I'm in the bedroom scene and everyone's visiting me.
No, before that.
the inventory scene.
Yeah, just an insanely long scene where they're just putting stuff in a bank vault. We don't need this scene. Why are we inventorying?
It was kind of interesting to see how that part of the ship works if you have like valuables. Like, hey, lock your shit up.
It was like the scene from Austin Powers.
Yeah.
One Swedish penis pump.
Yeah. Penis enlarger pump.
One book, My Swedish Penis
I
Pump and Me
it's
by
no
Austin
more.
Powers.
One vinyl album, Burt Bacharach's greatest hits.
It was exactly like that scene. Oh my god.
One Swedish flag. And you're like, why are we doing
penis
this?
pumps work? Question mark.
I can't imagine they do.
If so, probably only temporarily and to probably some detriment.
Yeah. I don't think I would want to.
curious.
Probably
now.
a reason why they're not more common.
I just like haven't heard about penis pumps in like a really long time. So I'm wondering if
I haven't heard of
They
it
actually
since
work.
that movie. Like I don't know of it existing at all. Otherwise,
I don't know. I do wonder.
Throws a shoe, honestly.
Please
That
write
really
in.
hurt.
Please write in. Contact a Newbie Star Trek if you know if a penis pump works. I'm just curious.
or more importantly, if you've ever
If it
used
doesn't
one,
work. Yeah.
what is it like
Yeah.
to use a penis pump?
You could send it anonymously.
Does
Yeah,
it feel
yeah,
like
it's- yeah.
inflating a beach ball? Or?
And if it doesn't work, why are you still using it?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just have so many questions around penis pumps, but
As
I don't
one
know.
would.
Yeah.
yeah, I'll have to Google it later, I guess.
So you have that storyline, and the Quacker and her are going to sell those British artifacts.
Yeah.
And it turns out that the universe is on Orion's belt.
Yeah.
So the whole station's getting sucked into the wormhole, and you find out later that it's basically something in one of the artifacts that she stole
Mhm.
that's trying to get back into the wormhole to get out of there, and it's like a spaceship, basically.
Okay, so what is that thing? Is it
It's a stingray.
but is it like an encaged creature, or is
Yeah.
it something that's trying to be born? What's happening here?
I
don't
saw
know.
it as a caged stingray.
It's a cousin of the ravioli people.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what
And
it
it was
feels
just
like.
trying
It
to
feels like
go
the ravioli
home.
people, right?
Yeah.
And
I
it's
don't
also
know.
draining energy the way the ravioli was.
Yeah.
Sort of. Yeah.
It's a
I don't know.
recycled storyline, I feel like.
Yeah, and then they don't like
Definitely.
they just it's reached the point where they see a large space alien escaping and they go, that thing.
When he said teleport at 50 or 500 meters off of the docking ring, I was like, only 500 meters? That feels really
Let's get it miles away.
It's a short distance for like space.
Yeah, that's not very far at all.
Luckily, it was perfect.
Yeah.
And then so Sisko's being a bitch. I mean, not Sisko, Q, and just being clingy
Right.
as shit. And he's sprung on that fucking vagina. And so Benjamin Sisko tries to step in, and he like, again, this guy's a fucking Loki and fucking doing mischievous shit. And he makes them be in a ring, and fucking Sisko fucking punches him, which is cool, but it doesn't matter. Like this Q takes me out of episodes so bad that like it fucks me up for like a few episodes, because I'm like,
you know what I don't like about that moment?
What?
They try to frame this as like, oh, this is the difference between Picard and Sisko.
Yeah.
Picard would never throw a punch, but it's like, bitch, you
He would.
You never teleported Picard into a boxing ring and jabbed his face a few times.
Yeah. Also,
you never provoked him to that level.
And also, like, Picard on fucking Ryza totally punched people. Loved punching people. It was like his favorite thing to do.
Patrick Stewart can't wait to punch more.
Yeah. So it's if the reason you never put him in a boxing ring with you. If you had put Picard in a boxing ring with you, he would have.
Yeah, like how
tried to
can you
punch
be
the shit out of
surprised that he finally punched you when you say, "Go on, poke at me. I'm fighting you and I'm punching you in the face. Why don't you punch me?" Oh my god, you punched me.
I feel like it was like and him and Arnold's voice. Come on, come here, come here,
do it.
And then
would you like Q if he was Arnold Schwarzenegger? And not John
dude.
Delancey?
That'd be fine.
Oh hell yeah, dude.
I have a question. Who here has been?
Come on, baby, don't leave me.
I have a question. Who here has been punched in the face?
I thought you were going to ask. I thought you were going to ask. I have. I thought you were going to ask who here has been impregnated by.
Everyone.
You've been punched in the face. Oh, Ricardo, Marvin.
I've been in many fights.
Marvin, you've been punched in the face?
Oh, yeah.
I haven't been punched in the face. No, I've been slapped, I think, but never punched.
Yeah, I've been punched.
I once got a lemon thrown in my face. I don't want to get into the I don't want to get into the.
I've been punched in the face. I've been slapped in the face. Yeah. I've had someone break a fluorescent light bulb across my face.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I had a rough childhood.
I was once involved in a huge rumble fight where somebody. And I don't want any names, but one of the cast
Arnold
members,
Schwarzenegger.
One of the cast members. I went to school. We were a couple years apart. I went to school with one of his brothers, but somebody on the cast of Suicide Squad.
Oh shit!
Was involved in this thing. And,
wow!
He was cool. I'll say that.
All right. Will Smith.
No, it wasn't Will Smith. I didn't go to high school with Will Smith.
Thanks, Will Smith.
This just makes me think of
the baseball player.
I don't know why, but I was randomly very. I asked because I was reminded of.
Have you?
Someone. Have I been punched in the face? No, I have not. Never been slapped in the face either.
Then you haven't lived then.
Yeah, I haven't been. I've been in a fight for sure. But
we need to schedule you an appointment.
Yeah. Not this face. No, thank you. But it randomly reminded of an ex of mine who would get out of fights by if someone was going to fight him, he would go home and print advertisements and post them around school.
What do you mean?
I remember this. Yeah,
and that's how he would get out of the fight.
If a guy came up to him and says, "I'm gonna beat you up at the back meet me at the back of the school after school."
They would set a date and an appointment.
And he would print out flyers and put them everywhere. Yeah,
that's actually amazing. Yeah, that's a great tactic.
It worked so well. He's like,
okay, what did these flyers typically look like? How did he frame this? I'm so curious now.
He would put the pictures up, the time and place, post them everywhere.
Did he put some pizzazz in there? Did he get to alliteration? It's
definitely
get the pugilizing Petey and the
He's like, you know what? I don't want to do this fight. I'm really scared, but I'm gonna advertise the fuck out of it.
Did he Photoshop them onto fighting people? Yeah, it's great.
Definitely made amazing flyers.
You know the word arts or the clip arts in Word where you have the stick figures. One of them was of stick figures fighting old timey Irish boxers. So you could have put that in there.
Yeah. Well, if you advertise it, then it gets out there, and then the fight. You get out of the fight without being a wimp because you were advertising it, right?
Yeah,
you
have an angry audience.
Yeah.
And now it gets shut down, right? So it's great. It's great. It always was. I was like, you know what? That's a good way to handle the situation.
It's a brilliant strategy, really.
Yeah.
That's a weird street level version of if you show up to court, the cop won't.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if a kid comes up to me and asks me how do I handle a fight, I'm going to say you advertise.
The modern version is go to Canva, make a really nice flyer,
make a great graphic, and you put it everywhere. Okay, we're going to pass it out.
So Benjamin fought. Well, he didn't fight him. He just punched Q.
Yeah.
And then the doctor was waiting to go on a date with Vash. But Q made him tired and go to sleep.
I mean, he could have just zapped him away, but whatever.
Yeah. They kept getting sucked into the wormhole. Turns out it was the Galaxy and Orion's belt, or the Ravioli cousins.
Yeah.
And then and that was it basically. And
there's a lot of mumbo jumbo about we gotta put in tritium in the air.
We gotta test this. And it just turns out they just had to go and find Vaj's thing and let it go.
Yeah. It was because it's not a mystery. Because I think any an observant viewer would just be like, well, it's clearly that weird orb thing she has.
Immediately when they cataloged it after the penis pump, you knew oh, that's what it is. Mm-hmm.
That penis pump sold for a lot of that option.
Yeah. One Swedish penis pump. 12 bars of gold.
But you're not even sure if Vash herself knows what it is.
No, I don't think she knows.
Nobody knew. Yeah.
Or the power it has, obviously. But that's what happens when you steal shit you shouldn't steal.
But she's also very she's also convinced of its value, though. So, like, despite not knowing what it is, she's also very convinced that it's very valuable. But then her thinking it's so valuable makes me think that she must have some sort of idea.
Maybe she just...
No, she's just a con artist. I think she's just a con artist.
Or it might have been like stolen from like something that looked really impressive, but she doesn't understand why it's like maybe it's from like a temple. And she was like, oh, well, it's from a temple. It must be really important for some reason, you know?
I mean, there's a lot about her and the Gamma Quadrant that they very intentionally leave like just completely blank and undescribed.
I hate that.
Yeah, they just say they found her in the Gamma Quadrant. They don't say if it was on a planet, on a ship, on a moon. Like,
yeah, because like Dax was just going as on another routine, like looking around mission, right?
Yeah, it made me wonder, like at present time, who's using the wormhole regularly, and what of the Gamma Quadrant has the Federation been able to see or catalog so far? Have there been
apparently not a lot?
Have there been any first contacts with civilizations other than the Tusk? Have we seen anything else happen? Like,
as far as we can tell, no, because Tusk was the first,
and so that would suggest that Vash's like appearance would be a much bigger deal, because it's like, well, she actually has made contact with all these civilizations and has also brought artifacts from them,
which is why the Daystrom Institute wants her back. So
true. Because originally she say that,
yeah, she's like a disgraced science archaeologist person.
Is she disgraced, or they just want her fucking treasures?
Well, she was disgraced because she was
disgraced because she started stealing from the stealers.
Yeah, she started like selling it for profit. But she was
stealing from the British Museum.
Yeah, but then starts selling it to like the French Museum essentially. But then also do you
guys remember when the British Museum was like, oh, they stole some artifacts, will you guys help us get it back? And then people were like, fuck you, dude.
Yes.
Fuck off.
Yes, I do remember.
But there's also there was that portion that seemed to imply that Vash does kind of care about the archaeological significance.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too, because during the auction she tries to wax poetic about like, hey, this is the origin of this statue, like this is really cool and interesting, right? And everyone's like, shut up, we want to bid on it.
Orca's like, and this is a long shiny knife.
Cracker was like, shut up, no details, stupid idiot. She's like, a knife, very old, very nice, very
very nice.
He went all Trump on them. He's like, very old, the best knives.
The best knives.
It's covered in some sort of jewels.
Yeah.
Gems.
Uncut gems.
Gems.
But that's the episode. There's not much that really happens, actually.
Nothing happens. We didn't learn anything about anybody except one thing, that Q will easily get whipped if he's given like good sex.
Well, but they also kind of imply that even with his relationship with Picard, like he's so willing to like kind of like please Picard in many ways, you know, like he was kind of like, oh, come on, Picard, why don't you just do this? You know, like he's this weird guy who's like trying to make a point. But
yeah, the weird thing is that I don't see any reason why Q would be interested in saving this station.
Well, and he wasn't, I guess. He didn't do it. Yeah,
but he kept on hinting at it. He was like, well, the real threat is Vash, hint, hint. I'm not the one with the gravity like draining business, hint, hint.
Well, I interpreted that as he's annoyed that people keep blaming him. And he's like, it's not me. It's not me.
Increasingly, he intervened directly at the auction. And like, I don't know, he seemed to very much see through or at least oversee their discovery of the thing.
I guess so. Are you saying that him spending at the auction was a way to make sure they could find the gem thing?
Not if it was just to make sure, but like he kept on hinting at the true source of the problem.
He hinted from the beginning. From the beginning, he was like, "Oh,
yeah, it's like, oh, blame me if you must." Like I'm used to taking all the blame, and then later on, he says like Vash is actually the problem. Like he tells the crew that himself. So it's like he is very much aware of what the issue is going to be, but he just lets it play out. I don't know. There's all of this dramatic machination for not much payoff.
Yeah, and then at the end, it just turns out Vash isn't going to Earth. She's going to go exploring again. And then there's that really weird scene where Julian wakes up and goes, man, I feel like I've been asleep for a long time.
Yeah, and everybody laughs. They're like, oh.
And then Dax
just has to give that sitcom smile. We're on like a 3-episode sitcom smile streak.
Why does Dax just look at him
I don't know.
And smile and not say anything? That was such a weird ending.
Yeah, Dax has this weird ending where she's just like looking around and smiling as if she knows something, but it holds on her for too long.
Like,
and I'm just like, what is this?
It's like she's trying to imply he missed some sort of joke or something,
Yeah,
but
it's really weird.
nothing happened. Like, I don't understand why.
Not sure.
I don't know. This is a very weird episode. I would probably personally give it a 5. And
I think I'm starting to, like maybe a 5.5 for me.
Yeah, and the only reason it's not lower than that to me is because I think otherwise the character work around it is pretty okay. It's not as good as it has been otherwise, but like Sisko is solid. Kira actually, her actor kind of overacts a bit in this episode.
She doesn't have a whole lot to do in this episode.
She's like okay.
She's just there to panic at every situation.
Yeah, so there's that one scene where they're going through another power surge, and then Nana visitor just starts yelling, screaming, like that happens again. The pylon's gonna be destroyed, and you're like, whoa, calm down. It's nobody's fault. Like,
well, O'Brien's like, don't blame me, blame Q.
Like, why are you yelling? Like,
yeah. One thing I want to bring up too is the constable. He tells the quacker like, oh, I know what you're doing, dude. You're doing this. You're doing this and that.
Oh,
and this.
yeah.
And then he's like, don't you want anything cool? Like, he basically goes, he kind of breaks down humanity. He's like, you guys accumulate all this junk that you have in your living quarters. Yeah. And then you die and your family has to sell it off. And I'm like, oh boy, that hits right in the heart. And then
that hurts.
And then a whole generation starts it all over again. You know? And he's like, isn't there anything you've ever wanted? He's like a nice jacket, blah, 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 a vibranium bucket to sleep in.
Yeah, he kind of was tempted by the latinum covered bucket.
A crystal bucket for the slop water and a filthy new blanket.
Dan, oh my God.
But yeah, what about Sarah Ricardo? What are your scores?
I'd probably go with a 5 for very similar reasons. I don't feel like I hate Q or dislike Q as much as everybody else, but this felt like it should have been a Q-less episode.
It would have worked. It would have worked much better without Q.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Originally, it was written that way, but apparently, I forget who said it, but someone claimed the story's boring. Let's bring in Q. And I was like, no,
fire that person.
It would have worked so much better if Q had abandoned her in the Gamma Quadrant and she had fended for herself. And it would have been a testament to her character. It would have been really interesting. It could have been a much better episode without Q. I agree.
Yeah, I just don't think he was necessary. Even John Delancey himself was like, "Why am I back?
Like, why am I here
for this episode? Like, I don't feel like I."
It's funny. Even like when the only thing that was funny was when he gave her the warts and the
that
was funny.
The sequence where he makes it like, so here's what it would have looked like if I didn't cure you of that bug bite. You would have just turned into an old woman.
Yeah, and everyone's just staring at her.
Yeah, there's like one guy in the background laughing at her.
Yeah, she's like, wow.
You idiot.
This episode wasn't as strong, but it still remains. I think DS9 and the space station and the dynamics between the original cast there, not like Q and the visitors and whatnot, it's interesting, and I'm always amazed how stuff and shit keeps breaking down on this damn station. Like, it's just... It feels like a hunk of trash, but...
Well, to be fair, this time it was caused by a weird glowing manta ray butterfly.
Yeah.
Spaceship.
It just feels like something's always like breaking down. Yeah.
Speaking of which, so the other thing I think that is indicative of how this screenplay was kind of a mess is that Miles O'Brien's, he's the bridge, right? He would be the one character here that would be able to explain, hey, this is Q, this is Vash, this is what they did in the past. But his recollection of events keeps changing, or like how much he's supposed to know keeps changing. Because at first he just goes, I think that's Vash. I think she had a thing with Picard. But if you say that, you have to mention Q.
Yeah. It's like the writers are afraid of admitting that he never shared a room with Vash in the episodes where she was in.
But you have to have been, but later he admits, hey, so Q is probably here because of Vash. and they had a whole Sherwood Forest adventure. Well, if you knew that from the beginning, that's the first thing you should have mentioned.
Yeah.
You
Instead
know,
of, like,
when he name drops Sherwood Forest like nothing and everyone just understands, I'm like, damn it. That could have been a great moment for there to have been like TNG idiosyncrasy where he's like, oh, right, you're not a bunch of weirdos obsessed with the 20th century here.
That could have been really good. Yeah, actually.
It was a missed opportunity for sure.
Yeah, they were like, Sherwood
It's actually
Forest,
an enterprise mandate from Picard. It's like, everyone has to study history, 20th century.
Yeah, and Kira's in the room. Kira could have been like, what the hell is Sherwood Forest? She's a Bajoran.
Yeah.
She would have no idea what the fuck Sherwood Forest is.
No,
Like,
but they all understand, I guess, somehow.
And Guinan would be right there with him, like, okay, read Mark Twain next.
Yeah. He's a funny old person.
Yeah, so I'm going with a 5.
I'm going with the 3.
That's fine.
3.
That's fair.
Okay.
Yeah. That's even low. That's lower than you gave Aquil, I think.
Oh, I have one more
Was
thing.
it? Was it?
Yeah.
Okay, let me go 4 then.
That's
four,
fine.
4.
That's fine.
No, 4.
Give it
because I really hated that one. So.
Okay, I had one more point. It was O'Brien talks up like how bad a Cardassian mattress is. And at first I thought it was going to be that same cobblestone padded thingy that we saw in past prologue. And I was like, they're actually going to like point out how shitty these mattresses are now. And then it turned out to be a normal mattress. I was like, damn.
they upgraded it.
It's a better mattress than before. And they're shit talking it now.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Damn it.
Well, all right. Well, that was Q-less. The second of 2 episodes in a row that were kind of stinkers.
Yeah.
Across series though, so it's 1 for 1.
That's true.
1 for 1 and 1 for 1. Well, if you guys have enjoyed our discussion of Q-less, however much we've been shitting on it, you can give us a like or comment or review wherever you are. They're on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, etc., Spotify. And also, if you guys want to check out our merch store, fugitiveframes.store. We have some t-shirts up there, and I'm planning to put up some other stuff once you get the chance. Put up on that merch store. And also, if you would like to get these episodes early and also get access to our members only Discord, you can become a member of our YouTube channel. Just head on over to YouTube, search for Newbie Star Trek, and if you click join, you get early access to new episodes. Those episodes are YouTube ad free. You also get access to our members only Discord. And we're thinking of other ways to add other perks. We're thinking of other perks to add to that overall thing.
Hi to our Discord members. I love you guys so much.
Hello. Yeah, it's actually been pretty neat.
It's really fun over there.
And also,
we'll see you at home.
If you guys would like to send us an email, you can always email us at contact@newbiestartrek.com. That's contact@newbiestartrek.com. This week, email from Carrie starts off in quotes. One of my favorites.
Okay.
So, okay.
All right.
What does that mean?
So, hello newbies. I wanted to. This email's for me. It's
for you.
It's one of his favorites.
It's like to. You'll see. Hello newbies. I wanted to say that I really feel Marvin's pain. The other hosts playfully give him shit for doing something that my wife also gives me shit for, which is I will say that something is, quote, one of my favorites. And she will say, I thought X was your favorite. Marvin is constantly saying that something is one of his favorite episodes, and the other hosts give him shit for saying that it's his favorite episode, but he didn't say it was his favorite episode. He said it was one of his favorite episodes. It's good to know that I'm not alone in this. Carrie in Texas.
Oh my God. No.
I disagree with him.
Just disagree in general.
No. Of course you picked this fucking email.
That's one of
my favorites.
The technicality doesn't do away with the feeling one gets from hearing the repetition.
Yeah, I mean, it's if you if you say something too much, it just becomes not authentic anymore. Not,
I'm just
I thought you were going after the semantic satiation thing.
Oh, like you forget what it means anymore. Like, yeah.
Or when you just say a word enough times where it doesn't sound right anymore.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, if you say to someone, I love you too much, then it becomes meaningless. Right?
Wow,
yeah, it's
really?
like Jiminy Jill.
Wow, really? I don't think so, Sarah.
Wow.
Your parents didn't teach you that?
What?
What are you talking about?
Why would that be a thing parents teach you?
Why would a parent say that, dude?
I guess just my parents.
Holy shit. Okay.
Holy fuck, dude.
Just kidding.
Wow.
I'm just kidding. But
people are going to believe you, Sarah.
Yeah. I was taught that growing up, that if you say something, like I love you too much or something like that, that it's just,
to
it
who?
loses meaning to anybody.
No, it doesn't.
Okay,
it doesn't lose meaning. It doesn't lose meaning.
I can kind of see
so you're
where it
me.
comes from, maybe.
You can't. I would not stop saying I love you to my kid.
Well, it'll lose meaning eventually.
No, it won't. Not at all.
Okay. No, you absolutely should say I love you to your child every moment you get.
This is a crystal thing, dude.
This is a therapy session right now.
This is a crystal thing.
I'm basically saying that I didn't hear I love you enough. So, yeah.
Yeah, because you're like, I believe in the energy of crystals. Also, if you say I love you too much, it loses its powers.
No, but I'm serious. Like this was and is a parenting technique. It's not a great one, but it is one.
This is Sarah.
Yeah, it is.
This is clearly It's a Florida thing.
It's a Florida thing.
This is a parenting technique? That's awful.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. I didn't say it was great, but
oh my god,
it's right up there with I don't know, hitting your kids or something.
I don't know if it's up there with hitting your kids, but sure.
I don't know. I think verbal affirmations are important, and
I mean, there's a difference between not saying I love you.
So then you agree that it doesn't lose its meaning. Then you agree.
It depends on what you're saying. Not I love you specifically, but I think if someone says something too much, there's some things that probably could.
Give me an example, though. Give me an example.
Marvin saying it's his favorite episode, I think, or favorite this, There's
it doesn't. I don't think it loses its meaning. He hypes things too much. It's like crying wolf, basically.
It's crying wolf.
Yeah, well, that crying wolf is about losing meaning. So.
Yeah, that's true.
I guess so.
It's just what if everything's your favorite, then nothing's your favorite. You know what I mean?
But no, not everything's my favorite.
Just a million things are your favorite. And if I tell you I love you all the time, then I don't know. Do I really love you?
Yeah, I can say that I personally am very withholding into my emotional validation. And when I say I love you to someone, they really feel it.
Yeah, they do better.
You know why? Because I don't say it to people. I don't say it to people where I don't mean it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think if each time you said it, it felt meaningful.
Yeah.
No matter how many times you say it.
If you mean it each time, then it should be felt each time.
Do you mean it when you say it? Something's your favorite every time?
Yeah.
Or are you just saying it?
It is one of my favorites. Well, when I say something is one of my favorites, it is. Yeah.
Do you have a list? Do you track it? Do you just...
I just remember, I just look at it and go, oh yeah, that one is one of my favorites. But for example, this next episode that's coming up,
God.
Face of the Enemy, is not one of my favorites. So I wouldn't say that. So we're going back to TNG.
I mean, we're lucky we're not doing Newbie Simpsons, because this would be me with those episodes.
It would be me as well.
True.
Season 5 would probably just be like, oh, that's one of my favorites. That's one of my favorites. That's one of my favorites over and over.
It's hard when there's so many bangers.
It's losing meaning. Just you doing that right there. My eyes are glazing over. You know what I mean?
I've said Simpsons memes so many times that they have definitely not lost meaning. Okay.
No, eventually they just assume new forms of meaning. They start mutating and running into themselves. They get incestuous.
The memes start becoming larger than the sum of their meanings. They
feed on themselves. The community that uses the memes, meme upon the memes. It's interesting to see. The state of online Simpsons memeing has really evolved.
All right. Well, thank you, Carrie, for backing me up. If you guys would like to see other things we do, you can head on over to fugitiveframes.com, including that has stuff, including our Would You Stay Tuned podcast, which I think very soon we're going to try to make another episode of and figure that out. But like I said earlier, the next episode we're going to watch is TNG, going back to TNG, Face of the Enemy. I wonder what that means. So, all right, we'll see you guys next time for Face of the Enemy. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everyone. And remember, I do love you.
You say that.
You say it a lot.
I'm not saying
it. You say it a lot. You say it a lot.
I'm not saying that I subscribe to this idea. I say I love you to everyone, to
I don't.
Anything and everyone all the time. I am very vocal about that.
Well, that makes it lose meaning.
Saying,
if you say it to everyone and everything all the time.
I don't subscribe to that. I mean it though. I'm just saying, growing up, this was very normal. You don't say things a lot because it loses meaning. So when people do say it, like I love you, it's special, you know?
All right.
I don't know if I believe you anymore.
Yeah. But you know what? I do love every single one of our listeners, and thank you. Very appreciative.
You can't set them up like that.
I do. I honestly, I'm not setting anybody up.
You just said how
you have no idea how insincere that sounds to a listener right now.
I'm just telling you my experience. I don't believe in it. I'm obviously going against.
Yeah, like how many criminals are listening to this right now?
What are
how
those
many
John
creeps
Gacy?
like Jordy or worse are listening to you?